Since I started playing Elden Ring, I wanted to become a paladin. And the coolest part, you can easily become paladin right away. And in this video, I will show you how to get all items and all gear we need to become insanely powerful and OP paladin in Elden Ring. So get ready, your swords tarnished, we're starting our adventure. And let's start by getting our starting weapons and armors. To get our weapon, we need to go into Bridge of Sacrifice in Weeping Peninsula. And in my opinion, paladin weapon is something like a mace or, like a big hammer in one hand and shield in other hand. So we will be going with this strength and face build with really high load and great armor. And that's where we will get our weapon. So right here in the chest we can get Morning Star. It's broken chest, so we can easily get it and run away from the enemies. Our starting class is Confessor, and we can wear this weapon right away. It requires just 12 strength and 8 dexterity, and Morning Star will cause blood loss build-up. Also, it's looking really great. Still, a real paladin needs something better than this cloth. And I found that one of the greatest armors you can get in the early game for our cool paladin is the armor you can get from these Godric Knights, basically from the start of the game. So just farm these boys and they will drop you full set. It's pretty easy with our Morning Star. Charged attack will instantly break their boys and you can destroy them with critical hit. So it's just a matter of time when you get this armor from the boys. Let's find out. Smithing Stone number 1. Not bad, we can upgrade weapon also. And while armor you can get from these guys is pretty good, it's basically like gold trick soldier armor, the real armor we are looking for in early game will be on other guy. You're looking for guy in Gatefront Ruins. To be more precise, basically the guy who is looking like a boss of these ruins, and this guy especially. So you want to be like pretty powerful to actually like contest this guy, and as you can see, like 79 damage is not a big deal to him and he can easily destroy us. And while you definitely can clear this area and level up a little bit, I don't recommend you farming him right away. You will be fine in this armor in the early game. And what you want to do actually is to level up. If you've watched my leveling guides, you can do it in basically 15 minutes to reach level 50. And can easily upgrade your Morning Star to about plus 12. That's the time when you want to go to Warmaster's Shack and visit this area over here. You will find a knight on a horse, and that's the guy we are looking for, so just make a charge attack and destroy him in few hits with your upgraded Morning Star or however you like. He will drop Ash of War, Golden Wow. And I guess you know, to infuse weapons with Ash of War, you need Wet Blade Stones, and the Wet Blade Stone will be right here in the Gatefront Ruins. You just go forward, double jump to this like wall, get off your horse, or you can even go on your horse over here and open the door, open the chest, and get Ash of War and Fat Stone Knife. We will infuse Morning Star with Golden Wow, and now we can pick affinity. So there's a bunch of different affinities you can pick from, and the one we are looking for is Sacred. Sacred will change how our damage will be scaled. And now our damage will be affected not only by our strength and dexterity as described in attribute scaling, but also it will add face scaling, while it will lower strength and dexterity scaling. Our weapon will start inflict holy damage. Therefore it's nice to level up. So at level 50 you want to have around 25 points in vigor. It will be more than enough for early mid game. And you can easily check how much damage you will gain from strength on dexterity. So by having +1 strength we got +1 damage. By having +1 dexterity we got +1 damage. But having more face will give us +3 damage, therefore we're leveling face for damage. But don't go ham on face, you don't need crazy amounts of it. Instead, at this point of the game, we're looking more for survivability, and therefore we like to have more endurance. Get your endurance up to 20 points, and vigor even to 30 points after you get 25 points initially. Then we can get more face. That's basically leveling pattern for level 50. So what we will have right now at level 50, we will have bunch of spare load. This means we can wear a lot more heavy armor pieces. And again, it's dependent on how you play the game. You can actually right now just buff yourself with your Ash of War, and basically we can do it right now only when it's two-handed, so we need to switch weapons left and right. If you don't like to do it, just remove Ash of War from your shield. But basically by casting Golden Vow, we will have increased damage output and also increased protection at the same time, and the fight versus these guys will be a lot more easy and manageable. We already one-shot the guy who make like attention of everyone, and basically we can destroy this guy pretty easily in just few hits. So we want to actually like farm this dude, that's why be careful, destroy the guys left and right, but again with like some protection from Golden Vow you won't have any trouble, as you can see. And after destroying the boss, just teleport back over here and go make the stuff again. Make your way forward, kill this dude, and then we want to kill the boss himself. Be careful so you're not dropped from your horse, but again, you just cycle around him and try to get his items, because one of the items is really important. You need to repeat the steps like a few times if you want to get his set eventually. So, set looking like pretty fun in my opinion. And also, as you can see, I got this big great shield right now. So this shield is dropped from these guys, and these guys again it's pretty easy to farm, that's why you don't want to miss them a lot and just go fight them and get their shield. This shield will have shield bash ability, so it's pretty nice and useful since we got this Ash of War Golden Vow that only gives us buff. And coolest part about this shield, it requires only 16 strength, while being great shield that gives you a lot of physical damage negotiation. So how physical damage negotiation looks like? Basically right now I want to defend myself against his sword, and that's the damage he inflicts. But if I keep my shield, he will probably do 0 damage to great shield most of the time. Or some weapons can go through the shield, but I am taking like almost 0 damage, as you can see. It's like completely like no damage at all. So this shield style is really easy to play, easy to use, and enjoyable when you can like do some crazy counterattacks and destroy these guys. In case you are bored and don't want to farm this guy, go to Warmaster Shock. In Warmaster Shock, this dude who's selling a bunch of stuff, basically you want to go and destroy him. Make sure you aim correctly and... oh my goodness, how bad am I? Jeez, this paladin just don't wanna fight. We can just do it normally and you know, there won't be any troubles at all defeating him. He drops basically the best set in the game, one of them, and you can get it insanely easy in the game. It's like pretty much crime not to get this set. So you see stats of Godric helmet right now, and that's stats for Beast Champion helmet. And that's only helmet, so armor, it's just crazy how good this armor is. I don't like stylistic of the helmet, but come on, we at least powerful. But this set will give us heavy load, so we won't be able to roll. It will be like this fat rolls that is completely not viable. But coolest part, we don't need to roll. We can use our shield to block enemies' attacks, and if you want to roll, just jump instead. It's a lot more better than rolling, and you can easily go and do critical strikes. That's basically how it looks like. For Wondrous Physique, I will go with Green Spill Cricketeer and Spiked Cricketeer for boosting charge attacks. That's it basically. For early game talisman, just go with Redegonster Seal so you have enough strength and other stats to wield the shield. But with high face, you can go behind Fort Gale and get a nice buff incantation. Here is how powerful we can be. The buff incantation I'm talking about is Flame Grant Me Strength, that will give us more damage. And basically we're using Flame Grant Me Strength with our Golden Vow from our like Morning Stars and getting our shield, and we are ready for the fight. That's basically it, and that's everything you need for early game. So let's see how this boss can really fight us. And I mean, we don't need to do anything. I don't need to wait his attacks. I can just go completely like spam my buttons, and he is already bleeding and he is getting critical hit, and that's like crazy amount of damage. So that's basically it, how broken you can be in early game with all these buffs, and I'm not taking even damage. And that's how we can look in the mid-late game. First of all, we got red main shield right now. It will require 30 strength. You can farm it from different red main knights in Caelid. For armor, I'm going with late game-ish armor, and it will be Knight Cavalry set. That's actually like really late game-ish armor. You will find it like in the later stages of the game, so you can roll with like any other armors that will fill our weight quota basically. And we will unlock a lot of cool spells. So first of all, we will have Golden Vow. It will be our incantation instead of spell when we level up our phase to 25. But we can switch it in the later stages of the game, so the best spell you actually want to have on yourself is the right protective spells. Since we can activate Blood Loss, Flame Grant Me Strength will give us only damage. We don't need a lot of this damage, and you probably can just swap it for spells like Flame Protect Me, that will give you protection from fire damage, or other barriers, basically Black Flame Protection that increases physical damage negotiation. And if you're not using Golden Vow as incantation, you already can use some nice blessings. It can be Blessing Boon that will give you regeneration of HP, or even better versions of these blessings. There's Blessing of the Air Tree, but it will require 38 phase. In Wanderer's Physique, you want to mix Opaline Heartia already, that will give you more protection. And for this build, I like Crimson Burst Crystal Tear, that will steadily restore HP for a time. And definitely we want to upgrade our Morning Star and change Ash of War. There's two Ashes of War I really recommend, and that's definitely Sacred Blade and Prayerful Strike. Prayerful Strike will make a slam and restore some HP, while Sacred Blade will fire projectile and also will give you more holy damage. Definitely use Sacred Affinity on this for this build. And that's the talismans we are looking for. Of course, we are looking for Great Shield Talisman. It will boost our guarding ability and we will take almost 0 damage. But to inflict damage, we want to have Lords of Blood Exaltation. When blood loss occurs, basically we will have more damage. And then Claw Talisman. You will get it early in the game and you will roll with it for like whole game. Because you will jump a lot to avoid attacks, it will enhance your jumping attacks. Pretty useful stuff. And last but not least, Green Turtle Talisman. It will give you more stamina recovery speed, and therefore you will be able to block more damage with your shield without lowering it. You definitely can switch Turtle Talisman for any good protection talisman like Dragon Crest Great Shield, for example. Just keep in mind there's various buffs, and for example, Blessing of the Air Tree will be like regeneration buff. Our Ash of War ability will be weapon buff. And as you can see, we got this Sacred Morning Star. Flame Grant Me Strength will be body buff, while Golden Vow or Commander Standard that we will use will be aura buff. And they all stack together, but body buff won't stack with body buff. So you can use barriers like Black Flame Protection, or you can use Flame Grant Me Strength for damage, or you can use stuff like Iron Jar Aromatic for even more protection, or another stuff like Boiled Crab. It will be all body buffs. To make everything work, that's the build for level 100. We want to get our Vigor up to 40, so this will give us 1.5k HP. I like to spend a few points on Mind for better FP, because we got a lot of spells, and Endurance up to 24. This will give us ability to wear better armors. Strength should be 30. It's because our shield. And our phase should be 40. That's because we want to use best incantations. And last but not least, you want 14 dexterity just to use Commander Standard. You want to make your equip load as high as possible before you being overloaded. So right now I can't afford to wear any like better helmets, because I will be overloaded and won't be able to move. But other than that, just use best armor. So how powerful our full setup is. Let's see how much damage he can deal to us. That's basically the damage, so remember this number, or like how much we took. Yeah, he's not the hardest enemy in the game, but you will understand the idea. Commander Standard will give us more protection. Iron Jar Aromatic is great body buff. And we can use incantations like Blessing of the Air Tree, for example, for regeneration, and also our Wanderer's Physique. So that's basically how we will look like. Oh, come on, you can hit me, bro. Yeah, so he hits us like like a rock basically. I'm not blocking, by the way, I'm just standing still, and he can't do anything, and we're regenerating everything in just few seconds. That's the power basically. Iron Jar and Aromatic will make us basically not move at all. That's why stuff like Black Flame Protection is better stuff, or something like Boiled Crab, for example. Everything will work. As you can see, we're not taking a lot more damage still, even without Iron Jar Aromatic, and basically we don't care about him at all. And my full and basic buff routine will look like this. That will be Commander Standard, it will be like Black Flame Protection for physical defense or any other protection if we got another bosses. We like doing all the stuff and going into the boss fight. So with Wondrous Physique we won't take any damage, we can like shoot the stuff, it will deal some damage, we can block damage, do attacks, then put our shield up again, block the damage, come close, deal our hit, block damage, deal hit, and that's why we need a lot of stamina. As you can see, without stamina our protection will be blocked. So basically block until you're bored and then destroy this guys. Oh, come on, bro. Regeneration is a great stuff because now we can easily regenerate a lot of health basically and easily fight with our Morning Star. As you can see, when blood loss occurs, it's 2k damage, and that's like the powerful stuff. Oh jeez, this Paladin is great. And of course we can make this guy even stronger in DLC. But can we get there? For DLC preparations we don't need to make anything like a lot of like different. Basically we're going completely with the same tactics and just getting ready. So let's summon our Mimic tier, we will instantly regenerate almost full HP, and basically we can go and start fighting with him even right now. We don't need to be like extra careful, and jumping attacks is the way to go. Activate your Sacred Blade and go deal some sacred damage to this bro. Charged attack is a nice stuff to do. Don't forget he's like really crazy bro, but just don't forget to block with your shield, of course. And he will be staggered in few hits. That's the way to do it basically. And now let's just swing our sword. I don't know, I guess he's like wholly protected a little bit. I hope we can activate blood loss like as soon as possible because he's at 3 stacks right now. Yeah, that's the way to go. To get right into DLC area, the Shadow of the Air Tree. Yeah. So, basically if you're feeling any troubles in defeating Mohg, just get yourself better face, and this will give you more damage and you will defeat him pretty easily. Still, at a level around 150, that's the stats you're looking for when you're entering into DLC area. In DLC there's a lot of hard enemies and you want to just survive right now. So, endurance up to 50 points and you will understand why, and that's one of the most important and early stats you want to level up first. Then strength. It should be around 35 points when you get your hands on the shield. And also face, just level face until you hit the 60 mark, it's a nice soft cap for damage. Then when you level furthermore, just get your face up to 80 points for like a hard cap of damage, and don't forget you're a paladin, you want to survive, so 55 points of vigor or even 60 points of vigor is the way to go. Technically that's the final stats, you don't need a lot more and you can like level up whatever you like. You can have more mind for more mana and basically like more strength for a little bit more damage. That's basically it. Don't forget to collect Scadutree fragments and activate Scadutree Blackstings in Elden RIng Shadow of the Air Tree DLC area. They will be active only in this area and you will have more damage and more protection. DLC will make our build even better, because you can find Verdigris Dicus. That's great talisman that will raise defense with high equipment load, and we are heavy load all the time. Peril Shield Talisman will boost all non-physical damage negotiation, so you can raise your shield to block some damage from magic spells. And also, that's the first Sacred Grace you will see in DLC. Just travel top when you find Scorched Ruins, and to the left of the Scorched Ruins there will be Western Nameless Mausoleum. And in this mausoleum, pretty early in the game, you will find the best armor set you're looking for. It's basically on me right now, it's Solitude set. And to get the set, you just need to defeat this guy in front of us. So let's use all our buffs, regeneration stuff, and to go in. Black Gale Knight is insanely cool. Oh, I forgot to change my skill from the weapon. Definitely don't do it, or you will have like troubles, but still you can get your shield up and block all his attacks and just retaliate with damage. That's the playstyle you're looking for. So basically block and hit, block and hit. But you can be broken, so be careful. That's why we got some like protection, regeneration and other stuff. But as you can see, with really high protection, we won't have like a lot of troubles versus him. I guess I can block like all this stuff. Yeah, easy. Let him cook. Oh, that's a hit. I hope I can activate blood loss. Come on. So yeah, fights are pretty long, but come on, that's a paladin playstyle. I really like it. Let's activate our sacred weapon. And that's the stuff we're looking for. He's done. And we will get this solitude set from him. To get this shield, also you can upgrade it to plus 25, and therefore you can remove the skill. So you can use this like sacred weapon without unequipping your shield. To get it, you need to defeat the first boss, Rilana, and she will be right after the bridge. So basically go through the castle and defeat her, or you can ignore her and go through this area, find the spring jump, get to the behind the fort reprimand, and you basically need to get access to this area. Because here you will find Site of Grace, Scado Altus, and right behind this Site of Grace, or beneath this Site of Grace, there is a bunch of rocks that we can basically jump down, and we won't take damage even while we are heavy loaded. Just be careful and jump like through the rocks. Therefore we will get ourselves right into the castle, and in the end of this castle, like over there, we will find a boss. The boss is the dude basically who drops this shield. But if you're already bored of this awesome Morning Star in DLC and you want some cool DLC weapons, here's a bunch of cool ones that you can find really easy and straight from the start of the DLC. Smith Script Spear. This is really insane, it's easy to get, and that's like completely broken stuff. What we're looking on the spear is Impaling Thrust Ash of War, with same sacred affinity, we're still scaling with space. Another affinity that will scale with space is Flame Art, so you can use this instead if you wish to become like Flame Paladin. You will need few points in intelligence to wear this stuff, but also it will benefit from Flame Grant Me Strength, and that's really great stuff. So with all buffs and basically with just 2 buffs, and that's all, we can go in, and that's basically how we will look like. That's pretty neat paladin, because first of all we can easily like throw the spear, and damage will be like pretty good in my opinion, you know. Nice damage. And Impending Frost is a great Ash of War in my opinion. But again, you'll find yourself like pretty hard hitting machine. And funniest part again, you can throw the spear from the distance, that's great stuff. And Impending Frost is just insane. This will give you ability basically to block with your weapon and then go and pierce through shields, so you don't care when enemies is defending. And another cool part about this Impending Frost, it will not only push your enemies a little bit, but also it will break their poise really fast and really easy. But who cares? Yeah, he's done basically. So we're breaking poise really easy, really fast with Impending Frost, and just destroying our enemies with our powerful flame attacks. Oh yeah, you can go through the shield, bro. That's how we did it. And he basically drops the shield. Later in the DLC you can find Serpent Flail. I think it's really great paladin weapon too. It will greatly scale with phase, so you don't need to change stats a lot, but you will need high dexterity to wield this weapon. It's flail and it's looking pretty good, it gets insanely high attack speed. And the fun part, you basically can buff it with Flame Grant Me Strength too really nicely. Because the Ash of War on it is just insane. You will make it do fire damage on hit, and with charge attack you will inflict this like BAM! Crazy explosion. Don't forget you can swap Crimson Burst Crystal Tear for Holy Shrouding Cricketeer for more damage with holy attacks, or Flame Shrouding Cricketeer for more damage with fire attacks. We haven't touched it yet, but again, as you can see, we can defeat all bosses even without this stuff. So, aura buff, body buff for flame damage, Baldurs Physique, getting our weapon, enchanting it with fire, and let's go. Let's just block attacks because she's running like a crazy. And explosion. Oh jeez. 4k damage explosion. By the way, after explosion you need to recast this stuff for more fire damage, but you see, like, she's burning like really hard. Oh my goodness. Oh, magic stuff. As you can see, we can easily block it with all talismans and don't even bother doing anything else. Just block with a shield and you will be fine. Make some distance. Oh, fire damage. Jeez, lady, chill. She gets some fire explosions too, but who cares? This flail is cool, but it got no poise breaking, at least in my experience. Jump, and jump. That's how you avoid this stuff, just in case you're curious. What are you doing? Yes, I'm flame dancing. Who cares when we're not taking any damage? We're just blocking and retaliating with counterattacks. That's how you play the Paladin. In my opinion, insanely cool and powerful guy. And you definitely should not forget about Sword of Light. Also great Paladin weapon. Still, I don't like swords. You didn't need to make a really long questline to get the sword, but it's looking really cool. Also, it will boost your holy attacks, so you will do more damage with this stuff. And we can just go and check the damage of basic charged attack without any talismans that boosting our damage. It already can be around 3k in DLC area. That's why it's really powerful stuff. And light will damage, so that's a cool ability, definitely. Not my favorite though, but still, you can do nice chunks of damage and it's damaging a lot of time. And then you just go and destroy these big fellas and other DLC enemies. If you like swords, you will enjoy this build. If you don't, you will like Morningstar and other versions. I hope you enjoy this awesome Paladin build in Elden Ring and you will have blast playing it. Make sure to watch other cool videos on the skin right now and see you in the next videos.